Skyscraper is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's homage to Die Hard and the Towering Inferno. In the film, Johnson plays a security assessor who's brought in to evaluate a massive new skyscraper. While there, he brings his family to stay in the building. But when a group of terrorists set the building on fire, he must go into action and try and rescue his family. So I was actually pretty excited about this movie. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson always delivers a fun time with these types of movies, and then this type of story template is one that I do enjoy. The end result was a mediocre good time at the movies. Before I give you my thoughts, go ahead and join us down in the comment section. If you're a movie lover that wants to talk to some other movie fans, tell us your thoughts on the movie. Are you excited for it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? All that fun stuff. Let's have a lively discussion down below. With that said, let's start talking about the good. And the best thing about this movie is that it's just a very efficient, fast-moving action adventure. As soon as it gets started, which is about 15 minutes into the movie, it really never lets up. I mean, it goes like 0 to 10 really quickly, and it goes all the way to the end of the movie. There's tension, there's urgency, there's always something that's exciting happening on the screen, whether it's a shootout, a fist fight, or The Rock dangling from a skyscraper. It's a movie that's packed with thrilling, exciting situations. From there, we got a nice little cast in the movie. Of course, this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's sweet spot. He's obviously a great action star, so you put him in a role like this, and he's going to be enjoyable, likable on screen. He's of course a great charismatic performer. Put Neve Campbell into the mix as his wife, and what's really nice about her character is that she's not just the wife with a gun to her head or anything like that in the movie, or just this person that's standing at the top of the building trying to wait for her husband to rescue her. She gets in on the action both physically as well as decision making. She is one of the characters that makes progress in resolving the issues and the tension going along in the story. So that makes for a nice little twist inside of the movie. Also, one of the things the movie does very wisely is that it has lots of sequences that emphasize the fact that they are on a skyscraper. You know, some of the promotion for it and the buzz surrounding it was that it's just a knockoff of Die Hard, and even The Rock himself, he openly stated that this is an homage to Die Hard, and even commissioned putting forth a retro movie poster that looks like the movie poster for Die Hard. But the way the movie plays out, it's quite different from kind of the template of Die Hard. Now, you do have a lone man going into a building to try and save the day, and there's terrorists in the mix. So, of course, there are plot similarities, but this movie focuses a lot more on dangling from the building, trying to jump across things. It plays out quite differently from the types of scenarios that you see in Die Hard, and I think that's really the big advantage here. And even one of the reasons that why it might not be a great movie, there's elements to it. If you're interested in this movie, it's probably worth seeing in the theater, because there's a lot of these kind of big shots of the building looking down, him dangling, that are very cinematic, that the effect will be lost watching it at home on your TV. So even if you're kind of like, yeah, I think I want to go see that one, I'm a big fan of The Rock, this is one that's probably worth seeing in the theater for that reason. Now, if you're not a big fan of The Rock or the trailers didn't interest you, that's not a recommendation for you, but there are some cool action sequences in that regard. From there, let's move on to the negative. And the negatives are probably what you could have guessed from the trailer, and it is a very by the numbers action movie in many regards. Just right in the first 15 minutes of the movie, you can just see the screenwriting at work. There's just moments where someone like holds up a phone and says something. You're like, okay, that's going to play into the plot later on. As they're touring the tower for the first time, they keep referencing, and there's this room right here. And you go, okay, that's going to be a major plot point in the movie. And then they go to another room and they show some stuff and you go, okay, this is what's going to happen. And probably in the third act of the movie, there's going to be something involving this. You can just feel all of the screenwriting tricks happening in the movie as it's presenting information to you. Just the general plot of it in general feels like a generic action movie, that this would be either a straight to video one if it didn't have all the spectacle of being a big rock action movie. And so that's if you saw the trailer and you thought to yourself, oh, another just generic Die Hard ripoff, another movie like this, it's not going to win you over. It's not a movie designed for you. You will go see it and it will confirm everything that you were thinking that this movie was. Then again, if you saw the trailer and went, that looks pretty cool, I think I'll like that, you'll also probably enjoy this movie. Another thing that really bugged me about this movie is that you could feel that they were trying to make the movie in a manner to be able to try and appeal to different markets and be able to put it out there in different ways. It feels like a movie that was written to be a rated R action movie, because there's scenes where people go into rooms with machine guns and mow down a room full of people and then put a gun to someone's head. And every time that people are about to be shot, it cuts over to the people with the machine guns, and then it cuts back to dead bodies, no blood. And then we put the gun to the person's head. The camera pans up. We see them shoot the gun, no blood. We don't see the body fall to the ground or anything like that. Just very tame, neutered action while having scenarios that are in many ways quite horrific in another sense. And then likewise, even the way the movie's set in Hong Kong, and a large portion of the cast of the movie are people from Hong Kong, obviously, and the police force and everything going on. And it just feels like they were designing the movie to be able to play overseas in China, where movie stars sell movies more than they do in the United States. And you can just feel those kind of gimmicks to try and make a little bit more money by making it PG-13 rather than R, setting it up to do better overseas. And that can be a little bit frustrating for me. And what I mean by that, when I talk about it specifically in Hong Kong, they don't take advantage of it being set in Hong Kong at all. It's not like we're going to see the sights in Hong Kong. That's not part of the personality of the film. It's just, it could be any random city. It just happens to be Hong Kong. And that's what makes me think this was a decision made for the purpose of trying to sell the movie better overseas, where, like I said, movie stars sell movies better than they do in the States. Overall, for this one, I would probably give it a C+, and on an entertainment level, a 6.5. For me, this is the type of movie that I think about if it showed up on cable while I was staying in a hotel, I would finish watching it. But it's not something that's going to be stuck on my mind like, I can't wait to go watch this one again. So anyway, that's my take on the movie. Join us down in the comment section. What did you think about it? Or did you just skip this one because it just looked way too generic and mediocre to you to begin with, just based on the trailers? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's have a fun discussion down there. And if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos. But the key thing is, I don't want to just talk about movies. I want to talk about movies with you. So please join me down in the comment section. Let's have a lively discussion. Maybe even tell me your favorite movie in this kind of Die Hard-esque genre besides Die Hard. And as always, thank you so much for watching.